Between the darkness and the shadows lies the essence of fear. Dracula at the Pensacola Little Theatre.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. Isn't it fun to talk about Dracula? Ooh, scary guy. PLT presents Dracula this weekend. Next, would you say good morning to Mario Sierri, who is not Dracula?
Nope.
You know, you're one of the good guys in the play.
I played Dr. John Seward, who heads the asylum where Renfield is a occupant.
A resident.
A resident.
Oh, that's nice. Is this the Dracula, the classic Dracula that we all may be familiar with? Or?
This play is based on the original Bram Stoker novel. Mm-hmm. A lot of the monologues and dialogue is taken directly from his novel. The original novel was written as though journals, excerpts from journals and letters. That's how it's all connected and tells the story. It's not like a regular narrative. So.
Now, is this a really gruesome affair, this play? Or?
Yes, it is. There are quite a few blood effects. There's a lot of sexuality to it.
Well, Dracula, he was a player. I think we know this.
That's the truth. That's the truth. We try to keep very true to the script and to the story idea of Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's very sexy, it's very sensual, it's very scary, and it's very gruesome. So
leave the kids home for this one?
It depends on your kids. If your kids like to go see, Friday the 13th and all that,
maybe it's okay for them. Let's talk about the run this weekend and next.
Yes, it is. It's Friday and Saturday night at 8 p.m. and Sunday afternoons at 2:30.
Mm-hmm. And as you rehearse for this thing, does it scare you at all? I mean, this is,
At first, it was a little intense to try and figure out what was going on, and now it's just when you're in the moment. There are several scenes where a lot of us we just get lost because it's the only way to pull it off emotionally and theatrically.
Really get into the character,
the emotion of what's going on. There's a lot of torment. My character, for instance, he's in love with Lucy Westenra, but she's turned into a vampire, and he knows that to truly save her soul and send her to heaven, he's got to do the good guy deed.
There's only one thing to do in that case, as I understand that. So there's a lot of that going on in the play. So people will see the classic Dracula. Mm-hmm. There's no fun part of this.
There is humor.
There is humor.
There is a lot of humor throughout.
You have to explain that to me in 30 seconds.
Well, it's the only way. It's a kind of an emotional release for the audience because you're sitting for 2 hours all tensed up, going, "Oh my God, what's going to happen next?" Well, the best, safest release is to laugh.
So you do a couple of Henny Youngman jokes in the middle of this thing?
Not quite that blatant. More subtle humor. Things like when the Professor Van Helsing walks up to me and he's telling me about the vampire, and I don't believe it at first, and I go, "Professor, have you gone mad?" So there's like little
things like that.
Subtle one-liners.
All right, sounds like a whole lot of fun. PLT's presentation of Dracula this weekend and next.
Yes, it is.
All right. Thank you very much for getting up early. I know you got lines to study, so let's get to it.
Don't be frightened. Your mother is indisposed, as are the servants. And Miss Mina, too, is gone. We're alone, sweet Lucy. Your friend, Dr. Seward, has examined your blood and found it to be rich and healthy. I share his diagnosis.
What are you? What do you want of me?
I want your fear. For your fear, like a current, rushes through your body. Your fear makes your heart pound. It renders your veins rich and full. your fear hemorrhages deliciously within you. Do what I'm thinking. It's only a dream, Lucy. You've been sleepwalking again. And dear Mina shall keep your secret. When you awake, you shall remember only the cry of the wolf and the crash of the sea.
I'm here! I'm here to be obeyed! Now that you are near, I await your commands, Master! Renfield, what is it? I pray you, do not pass me by, dear Master! What? Who are you talking to? When you distribute your glorious tidings, please do not pass me by!
Welcome to my home. Enter freely and go safely, leaving something of the happiness you bring.
Count Dracula.
I am Dracula, and I bid you welcome, Mr. Harker. Come, the night air is chill, you must need eat, rest. The trip is arduous, but the destination worthwhile.
I have brought the information you requested regarding the properties in London. Furthermore, Mr. Dawkins, my superior, recommended
Mr.
I show...
Harker,
Yes?
you have traveled far. Let your host see to your pleasure, for you, see to his business. Ah, a gift from Attila. The Huns were despicable, but they knew their wine.
Oh yes, I see. Passed down then from an ancient recipe.
A gift from an ancient adversary.
Won't you join me then?
Won't you join me then?
Pardon?
My apologies, Mr. Harker, but I must study you. I must learn your expressions. How is it?
Delicious.
Yes.
You don't partake?
Of wine?
Yes.
No, not of wine.
If it be not too bold, may I ask what...
Bold? Yes. Is that the way of things in London? Bold? Please, I must know all I can of your city.
So you've never been?
No, but I have my maps and charts and my books, many books. And as I read, I imagine. As I imagine, I hunger.
London is a fine city.
More to the point, friend, it is a crowded city. How I delight in thinking of the bustling streets, peopled with the mad whirl and rush of humanity. Oh, to be in the midst of that banquet of life.
I should, I think, enjoy the country. The open air, the riding, the hunting.
You hunt? Do you?
Yes, when time allows.
And pray, what do you hunt?
Bear, elk, the occasional deer.
Knife or bow?
Both, actually.
I shall like you, Mr. Harker. I, too, enjoy the occasional deer. We are fighters, you see. We Carpathians have bravery and conquest in our veins. It is no wonder that when the Magyar, the Avar, the Lombard, or the Turk poured his thousands upon our frontier, we drove them back. Legion after legion, they came for our land. And who has sentenced them to heaven instead. We are a fierce people, Mr. Harker, with a wealth of victories like the Habsburgs and Romanovs will never know.
Speak with the passion of one who has been there.
The rich have I known. Charlemagne, Bach, were great men like galaxies, end as dust. We Carpathians have come to find that the early times, the warlike days are over. In our world, Mr. Harker, blood is too precious a thing to be spilt. But I have spoken too long. It is near morning, and I must retire. I leave you then to your rest. One thing, Mr. Harker. You may go anywhere you like in the castle, except where the doors are locked. Our ways are not your ways. Good morning, then. And good night.
And my clothing. All of what I have on is missing.
I'll find you a nice cape. Now, tell me again of my new home.
I've told you. For a week now I've told you that.
Tell me again. I must be certain. Is it an old place?
Yes, as I've told you each night.
I'm so glad. But you see, Mr. Harker, I am old in ways which few can rival or understand. And to live in a new house would kill me.
Go back. We must know it. The name and location. We must know it.
It's not here. There's nothing here.
Let me see that.
The page is burned away. It's burned away in 2 places.
How can that be?
And as for light, tell me, is it well appointed?
No, it is quite shrouded in darkness.
I commend you, Mr. Harker. I love the shade and the shadow, the potent quiet and solitude of the night.
There's no quiet here, only the digging. Shovels digging, doors being opened and shut.
Only the gypsies below doing my bidding.
And the boxes, the last 3 days and nights. What is the meaning of that?
That work is entrusted to another solicitor, my friend. I beg you not to press me further. I must go to England. I am starving here. For want of companionship. For want of life. Here is the deed. It lacks only your signature.
How did you?
Come, Mr. Harker. Finish what you started. Your good work shall be rewarded tenfold.
I want to leave!
Very well.
I want to leave tonight!
I'm afraid that's impossible.
Why?
My coachmen and horses are away.
I'll walk!
Alone? Among the wolves?
I'll hazard the chance. Now please, point me to the door.
Oh, Mr. Harker, I'll point you to all the doors.
Wait, no!
Jonathan!
You English have a phrase. Welcome the coming, speed the parting guest. You see, Mr. Harker, I am happy to speed your parting.
No! Wait, no, let me go! I must go!
I have all I need of you, Mr. Harker. Your work is at an end.
I must tell them of the digging, of the boxes of earth!
And I shall carry your memory with me to England.
Oh, Mina! Mina, be warned!
That is enough for tonight. Put yourself through no more, I beg of you.
No, you're right, Professor. I must page forward. I must know it. I must know it all.
No, let me go! Ah!
He is mine. Your time with him will come. Tomorrow I set sail, and then it shall be yours.
And tonight?
What of it?
Oh, we should have nothing tonight.
Mr. Harker.
I'm there, Master!
My God, it's true.
May the God of light drive this wretched darkness from her soul. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Look now upon her face.
She's changed back.
No longer the devil's concubine. She is the Lucy we once loved. John, do as she asked, and kiss her, and let your kiss send her to heaven. Mr. Harker and I will finish up here. We must stuff her mouth with garlic and sever her head from her body. Then one step of our work will be done. The greater task will be to find the author of these our sorrows and rid him from the world.
Professor.
Yes.
Miss Lucy screamed the final time. I felt the Bible grow warm in my hand.
It is the...
I have dined with kings. I have commanded nations. I have watched time chisel lines in the faces of young women. The time shall never scar you with its hand. You are for the ages.
The rosary. Nina!
Toys! Why must you try my patience with your petty toys? I am no longer the weak man you met in Transylvania, Mr. Harker. Your gift of England has made me quite strong. I quite like it here. It seems one could return again and again and never get one's fill.
Stay away from her!
Shh, Mr. Harker. Please. You know how I prize civility. Another sound, and I shall defeat her, your brains.
Let her be! Let her be, or I shall...
Ah, sweet Nina.
No!
Yes, I quite like it here. The men of England live lives of order and reason. Not a ripple disturbs the still surface of their complacency. But standing water grows fetid, you see, giving rise to disease. The complacent man is my puppet, his lover, my bride.
Why me? Only tell me, what have I done?
You are the treasure. You stir their dreams, leaving envy in your wake. All of them, not just your betrothed. All of them desire love. And now you, their most beloved flower, are mine. Blood of my blood. Flesh of my flesh. Kin to my kin. My beautiful, bountiful, ones. You are weak now. But here is strength. Here, sustenance. Here is life. Drink and be mine. When I whisper, come to me, you shall travel the ages to do my bidding. You will cross oceans of time.
My God! What have you done?
Break.